Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tech Talks with brought to you by Next Gen Automation and Innovate Digital Solutions. Joined, as always, by Ken Belpree, by IT Director.
Hey, great to be here. Thank you.
No problem. So the big question is, are you done your Christmas shopping?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's getting cybersecurity under their tree this year.
Backups and everything.
That's right. Backup drives for everybody. So, so today we want to chat about. The title is Don't Get Scammed This Holiday Season. And we know that with the holiday season being upon us and Christmas come, people are like online shopping more. They're getting deliveries. Some people might be even planning some trips or whatever it is that they're going. So we don't want the Grinch or the online scammers to get involved here. So we want to chat about what people can do. And I feel like even as I was thinking about this at this time of the year, sometimes you're just distracted.
100%.
Like you could, maybe you're diligent through all the year, but you're just distracted, a lot going on, and the scammers know that. And
absolutely, yeah. You mentioned, you're getting emails, you're getting text messages, you're getting phone calls, you're busy focusing on presents for the kids, whatever. You're not focusing on like some of the security stuff that you should be still mindful about.
Yeah. So let's talk. Maybe let's start there. And I think we've talked a little bit about already, but like why do cyber attacks, like why do we see an increase during the holiday season as compared to other times of the year?
Yeah, we've seen an influx. Like as soon as a season like Christmas comes along, you see tons more email, tons more communication. And that's where people can sometimes just get distracted, like we mentioned. And that's also where scammers know that you're expecting a package, you're expecting that alert message, you're expecting things, and they know that they can sometimes intercept those or mimic them, or just bombard you with a whole bunch of extra garbage, and you're going to click on something eventually.
Yeah, and even just by mistake.
Absolutely.
Right? Sometimes you just do it, you don't know what you just did. So.
Exactly.
So let's start with one of the biggest ones that we want to talk about is phishing, and not the phishing like we're going creek fishing or like no fishing rod, but yeah. Maybe we can break down for people that, maybe the non-technical, how would you explain what phishing is and why it does work? It does work.
Phishing is basically kind of what it sounds like. When you're fishing, you're sitting there hoping that a fish catches your hook. Phishing in a sense of email is basically just sending out a whole bunch of emails and hoping that someone clicks on something. Sometimes they can be targeted. There's different types of phishing. We know that in a generic sense, you get that scam email asking for something. They're hoping you click on that link, right?
You just click, But
there's whaling, there's spear phishing, there's cloning, and then you can get into other, we're specifically talking about email here. But then there's also the phone side of things, like text messages and other things that we might get into. But basically, they're hunting for information, either information or they're hoping that they can con you into clicking on a link to get you to do something that they want you to do.
So in our context, you mentioned, like, are we talking more around the email side? Because before we went on air, I said, I get these like weird texts all the time. And I'm like, where do they get my number? But it's like, my long lost friend that I haven't seen forever. And I mean, my rule is if your name doesn't pop up, I typically don't know who you are. So I don't do anything. But this could be a whole bunch of different areas where phishing could happen.
And it kind of depends on your, how transparent you are online, where your information is shared. Like my information is almost everywhere. It's in my signature. It's on some old websites, and also like sometimes when you go on to online forums, they ask you for your phone number. That information sometimes gets leaked through various reasons. Hackers or whatever, or someone's just intercepting a forum, or you put your phone number in someplace. Those pieces of information are then used by hackers to either do phishing, or SMSing, what they call it now. Vishing is the voice phishing.
Oh my gosh.
Quishing is QR code phishing. So people put QR codes on the sides of, bus stops or banks or bathrooms. And they want you to click this QR code to, so there's various different ways that people are now trying to get you to do what they want you to. That's either harvesting information, getting passwords and codes, or clicking on a link to download malicious, files that then turn into who knows what, the business compromises.
And it could happen like that quick, like literally just clicking on a link. As soon as you click on it, the process starts.
Exactly. That's why it's super important.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, your rule is if you're not on your phone, I'm not going to respond to it. In a sense where someone's, you're expecting a delivery from Amazon.
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of us are expecting Amazon deliveries.
A few of them.
So now you get an email or a text message saying your package is on the way. Click this link to approve.
And you're like, sure.
Yeah, I want that, right?
Yeah.
It could be that easy. So it's important to understand kind of how you're interacting with technology, understanding why someone might be text messaging you or emailing you. Are you expecting something from them or not?
Interesting.
So there's so many different ways that they're getting around these things.
Interesting.
One of the things that, like, FedEx, for example, you're expecting a package from Amazon, but you get a FedEx link saying, hey, your package is on the way. And you're like, did I order something from FedEx?
Right.
But then the other question is, how did FedEx get my phone number?
Right.
So these questions should be circulating in your mind, just to be alert. It's not, don't trust anybody.
For sure. Yeah. Because you do have to live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've mentioned a few of the common holiday phishing scams. So delivery notifications is one. What are some other ones that you've seen out there?
Yeah. The spear phishing is one of the things that we talk about a lot, especially at Innovate and NextGen.
Okay.
Spear phishing is something where a hacker or an attacker, will try to do more research about whoever they're trying to phish.
Okay.
So example is, say they're going to attack me, for example.
Right.
They jump on my Facebook and they see that I have a picture of maybe a Spotify playlist that I enjoy. Now that person knows that I subscribe to Spotify. Now they know that they can start attacking me or sending me an email about Spotify.
Interesting.
And asking maybe, hey, our terms of service have changed. Please click here to approve or something like that.
Interesting.
That's a common one. Another one is something from Amazon saying the order did not go through. Please confirm your banking information, right? So then a link would pop up or something like that, saying put in your credit card and your PIN or your CV, whatever, the 3 digits
or whatever it's called. I know you're on the back kit. Yeah.
So they're going to get these things, right? And now what they use them for is malicious.
Right.
You put that in accidentally, or and the emails will be something along the lines of a sense of urgency. Right.
They're going to do it now.
Act now, right? Especially with SMSs, they'll send you those things and say, did you order this $500 gift card or whatever? And they say, if not, please click here to cancel. We're like, no, I didn't do that, right? So they're trying to get you to do something right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, but when you go back to like things that we're seeing right now, basically it's those emails saying, please confirm your order.
Right. That's a big one.
Yeah. Your banking information has changed. Click here to approve, or something along the lines of holiday shopping.
Yeah. Interesting. When we were talking earlier, like with now they're becoming these messages, they know so much about us because of our online footprint, but then you add AI into it and they can clone voices and images and all that sort of stuff. So it's very convincing. Like it hits you on even just the emotional side. You add in, like you said, the urgency, and then it looks real, sounds real, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, it seems legit. Before we got on air here, we were talking about a scenario where a while back my grandma got a voice phone call from somebody that sounded just like me. Gave a sob story and said, I need money. And grandma says, this doesn't sound like you, Kendall. And this is another scenario where we need to be aware of, who we're talking to. And we talked about kind of some of those ways that we can protect ourselves is and here might be just a tip. For those of you who are taking care of elderly people or people who might be more susceptible to scams because, they're not as aware of or tech savvy as we are, is coming up with a simple solution like a password, maybe it's pomegranate or pineapple or something. So grandma, if you get a phone call from me, ask that word. Password. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I just find it fascinating that it's so difficult now to know what's real or not. Like, you know what I mean? And if you're someone at this time of the year, like we talked about earlier, where you're busy, you got a lot on your plate, you know you've ordered stuff, you know, like it's easy just to make that one mistake. Right.
Yeah. So another thing that we've seen in the past little while are phone scams that are coming from semi-reputable companies, right? Something like TELUS calls you and says, hey, we're putting on a winter promotion. You can get a new phone.
Right.
And they'll walk you through the scenario, and it sounds real. Because you're like, sure, TELUS could be putting up a promotion right now. But it's not. And this is a malicious scam attempt. Some of the things that we say in that case is if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Hang up and call that number back. Another tip, right?
Interesting. Imagine if those people that put all that work into like phishing people put it into good. Imagine all the work they must put in to do this stuff. So crazy. So we've talked about earlier, phishing is not just email anymore. And I didn't know about all these new terms like spear phishing, smishing, vishing, quishing. You said all this stuff. Which one of those is the biggest threat for like right now, being in the Christmas season?
I think the phones are probably being targeted more so right now than emails are. I think people are catching on to, I didn't get this email from this person, just ignore it. They are getting very technical in the sense that they will do what's called, it's basically domain cloning or domain, it's not cloning, it's they'll change one word or one letter in a domain. So click on this link from Facebook, and it's face with only one O and book. And we as business owners or managers, we usually try to grab all the misspellings of the particular domains we want. But this is something that's quite common, especially with us in Canada, the .ca and the .co. So innovate.co, someone can register that domain and start emailing as Innovate, right?
And a lot of people wouldn't even notice.
You wouldn't notice the difference between O and an A, right? And in emails, we know now, like majority of us know now, like if there's a link in an email, hover over it, don't click. So you see what the actual domain is that you're going to. If it looks weird, don't click
or like the actual email that came from, sometimes it's really like weird. It's an RBC one and it's at blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. That sounds weird. In cases like that, like because NextGen and Innovate, we're IT service provider. We always tell our clients, if you are concerned or worried about it, send it to us. Send it to the IT support team. Let them look it over. We'll tell you if it's good or not. But back to your original question, I think SMS and phone calls are on the rise, especially text messages, right? Those text messages, because we're so used to
on the go and,
getting quick little tidbits of information or whatever. We're more susceptible to clicking on a bad link, especially the sense of urgency. You get this thing saying your bank's been compromised. Click here to. And you're like, sure, yes.
Interesting. You mentioned spear phishing, and again, it was a term that I didn't know before, but it makes sense as you explained what spear. Like maybe you can chat a little bit what the difference between a spear phishing and regular phishing is. But the second part of that question is why that could be dangerous to businesses from a business perspective.
Generic phishing obviously is spam out a whole bunch of emails, see who clicks what, right? They're sending you Macy Day parades emails when you're like, we don't go to Macy Day parades. But spear phishing is a more targeted attack on a person. They know who they're going after, and they'll do a bit more research about you. So they'll figure out maybe what gym you go to because of what's on Facebook, or maybe they've seen an article in the news that says something about you, where they can now say, hey, we're both part of the Chamber of Commerce. And I need you to look over this Chamber of Commerce bulletin or something like that. You're like, I could legitimately be getting an email from this person. So it's more catered to you. There's another word called whaling, which is, in the terms of phishing, spear phishing, whaling. Whaling is something, it's a targeted email, but it's from an executive to an executive, like a CEO to a CFO saying, transfer $100,000 to this charity. a CEO would legitimately be,
right.
But now there's, again, why? But, it's whaling because this is a large amount of money, and they'll spend a lot more time doing some research into maybe a charity that you're a part of or a charity that you care about to get your CFO to do what they want.
Interesting. I've seen the ones where they'll take like my business partner's email or name, because it wasn't Nikki, and then send it to the team.
Yes.
And then like click here to whatever the message is. And I'm like, And then you hover over the emails. Obviously not,
but they'll do really weird. They'll do really cool things too. They'll go on LinkedIn and they get your picture, and they'll get your signature file maybe from something that's online. But they'll make it look really, really real to a person who's not paying attention. Again, busy Christmas holidays.
Easy to click a link. Yeah, interesting. On that business email compromise, we want to talk about is like that's like on the rise right now as well. Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about what that is and why it could be expensive for a business?
It could be very expensive. Yeah. Yes. There's a once something's been compromised. So say for example, we accidentally click on one of these links. Yeah. They can have a virus. They could have some of the things that we talked about in the last segment. These things that are quite catastrophic to companies, where it's encrypting data, or they could be getting all sorts of information. Particularly, they get access to your email. Now they can do another form of phishing, which is called cloning, email cloning. So say, for example, I'm a CFO. Yeah. I get a lot of invoices. Somehow I clicked on a link, a phishing link, that now they've got access to my email. Right. They can take one of those invoices. They can now clone it into another domain, so innovate.co. Right. And start sending it back to one of our
pay it.
And so now instead of me getting that money, it's cost us a lot of money because those invoices are being paid to somebody else. Yeah.
Huh. And then trying to reverse that is not that easy with a financial institution. And then getting the client to pay again, and all that, right? Yeah. So when you say cloning, is that what a clone phishing is then? Is that they're changing one little thing? Is that typically what happens, a domain or whatever?
Yeah, it's more so the contents of the email.
Got it.
They'll say, maybe I'm sending an expense report to my boss.
Okay. Okay.
My boss's email has been compromised. Yeah. They will say, that expense report needs to be changed or needs to be looked over again. Right. Here's a link to the SharePoint file or whatever it is. Right. And now I click that link because I'm legitimately having a conversation with my boss. Right. But they've intercepted it. So now I'm talking to somebody who is not my boss.
And it's something that would happen. Like, you know what I mean? It's an email that would catch somebody off. I'm not off guard, but it wouldn't be caught off guard because it's like, I've been having this conversation. So it's typical.
And there's ways for IT companies like ourselves where you can put things in place to alert that this email is from outside your organization. So if, say for example, I'm emailing, say it's Ryan. I'm emailing Ryan. Ryan's emailing back to me. And then all of a sudden I get an email back from Ryan. And across the top of the email, it'll say, you don't usually get emails from Ryan at innovate.co. Right. That's an alert.
It will alert you.
Yeah.
So do the email programs have some of this stuff built in? Like if you're using Gmail or something, does it have any of this stuff built in, or do you still need to work with you guys in order to put that layer in that you're just talking about?
Right out of the box, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, you need an internet company like our MSP like us to put those guardrails in place. Okay. But Microsoft, like Office 365, has it baked in. You just have to know how to turn it on.
Okay.
Gmail does have it baked in. You just have to know how to
turn it on. Yeah. And a lot of people don't, though, right? It sounds that easy, but a lot of people don't do it. So, Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. So, worst case scenario, Rob gets an email. He thinks it says, I want a bunch of money from my friend in Africa somewhere, and I click a button. Yeah. Right? Now what? Now what do I do? So now I've actually clicked something, I've gone to a fake page, I've put in a password by mistake. What do I do?
Yeah, biggest things right there is change your passwords. Okay. I think in the first segment that we did, we talked about how to change passwords and how to make a complex password that's rememberable. That's the first key, is change your passwords. Okay. If you put in information pertaining to your bank, call your bank.
Okay.
The other thing is call the credit bureau. Because this could affect your credit as well.
Interesting.
Especially if someone's racking up a huge amount of debt in your name. We want to be able to put those things, right. If it's business related and you have an MSP like us taking care of you, let us know
right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
There's so many times where we've seen people click on links, and we get alerted, so we know that you clicked on a link,
right.
And then we call, or we let's just mitigate all the potential risks,
right.
Making sure that we turn on two-factor authentication again, change your passwords,
right.
That way we can make sure that it's not systemic. It doesn't happen everywhere.
Yeah.
And the big thing is just being mindful.
Right.
We let our guard down, but we shouldn't. But if you have clicked on a link like that, call NextGen, call Innovate. We're here to help.
Just don't unplug your computer. That doesn't work.
The damage that most likely has already been done. So
for sure,
your computer might not necessarily
I've seen funny memes on that. They're like, just unplug your computer. I'm like, that doesn't work. Yeah. So I'm curious, from like when you're working with a company, like specifically in this area, because I know the last episodes we've talked about different things that you guys do, cybersecurity and so forth. But in this area, like, what are some of the things that you like when you'd walk into a company? What are some things you would do to actually put some guardrails around to help businesses and individuals within that organization?
One of the first things that we do is we put that banner up for any emails that come from outside your organization, so that that you're getting something from outside.
Okay.
Sometimes that can be you get desensitized to it.
Right.
But at least it's there as kind of a warning. Yeah. So if I'm emailing you, I know that
it's just another layer that can help for sure. Yeah.
The other thing that we do is we do phishing simulations. So we will, there's programs out there like KnowBe4, Bullfish, there's a whole bunch of them, where we can set up phishing simulations for internal. Huh. So we will purposely phish ourselves.
It's like a fire drill back in elementary.
Right?
Love it.
But then if someone does click on it, we have two actions. One is, did they read the email? Did they click to open it?
Right.
And then the second one is, did they action what the email told them to do? Did they click that link, and did they put in the information that it asks you for? Reading the email is not bad.
Sure.
Obviously.
Sure.
Open the email, hover over links, don't click anything. Yeah. Check what it is, see what this person is trying to get you to do, especially if it's not from inside your organization. But then that phishing simulation alerts us to who needs maybe a little bit more training, who needs a little bit more guidance of what to do or how to find these or notice them.
Yeah.
Then we can put, little 10-minute segments of videos of something to train. And then the next month we'll do it again.
Try it again.
Yeah. We have seen, on average, companies will go from like 60% risk to like 2% risk.
Just by going through the exercise.
Just by going through the exercise,
Interesting.
And it's a matter of how wise or how it's understanding the risks.
Yeah, and being alert a little bit more too. Like it just, if it's in the back of your mind, you come out. It's interesting. Yeah, that's crazy on how quickly it can happen. And does the user, say I'm the user, so someone's trying to scam me, I have to action something though, right? Like you said, reading an email is not going to do it, forwarding an email is not going to do it. I actually have to click on something in order to start the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's generally how we say you should notice a phishing scam.
Right.
Is do you know who sent it to you?
Right.
Do you trust who sent it to you? So like, even if you open the email and you hit reply, sometimes that name who it says came from Kendall Preby, it'll change to Fred at some random.
Okay.
And now we know that this is a scam.
Yeah.
But then the sense of urgency, they're trying to get you to do something right now.
Right.
And what's the attack vector? I'm always looking for that. What are they trying to get me to do? And why are they trying to get me to do it? So sometimes even clicking the link is not the damaging part. Clicking the link will take you to a fake Microsoft sign-in page.
Then
that's where the problem is.
Got it. Okay.
So obviously don't click on the link.
Yeah,
if you do by accident, just be
don't
cautious.
panic.
Just don't follow the next step.
The next step. Yeah, interesting. So I think one of the things that I love about the sessions is that we always leave people with real actionable items. And like I said, I always go back to our first session. I still use your recommendation on passwords. I've gone, and I love it. It's like, I know it's such a little thing, but it's brilliant. I love it. So what are like a couple, 2 or 3 simple things that even for like non-technical people, because people might be listening going, oh, I don't know. Like if it's super technical, the easy answer is just call you guys. But people are listening, it's the middle of the holiday season. What are some example of things that they can do today that maybe limit or help them through this process?
Yeah, I think in this case, knowledge is power.
Okay.
This is the key thing is if we know what they're trying to do, we can oftentimes protect ourselves from doing what they want us to.
Right, okay.
So understanding that people are out there maliciously trying to get you to do things like click on links, put in your passwords, give away your banking information. So now anytime that you're getting an email or an SMS that is asking you to do something like that, just ask yourself why.
Okay.
And there's a great book by Simon Sinek that says start with why.
It is amazing.
Why am I doing this, or why do they want me to do this? Why does FedEx want me to approve something in a text message? It doesn't make sense. Ignore it. Some of the other things that we can do is like in emails or text messages is people are in a rush. They're going to send you stuff that's just a typo. So looking for like bad grammar. It's not exactly as intuitive nowadays.
But still,
bad grammar or typos, things like that are key indicators. Some of the things that we can also do is when you get that email from somebody that you might not know, is just hit reply and check that who it's being sent back to.
Okay.
Who you got it from is not necessarily who you're sending it to. And then checking domain names. This is sometimes more difficult than other times. Is if you're getting something from, say, Amazon, and it's asking you to click on a random domain that doesn't make any sense, it's gibberish, that's a dead indicator, right? So those are active ways that we can recognize these things.
Okay. Interesting, one of the things you said about QR codes, it stuck with me. You said it earlier. I didn't even think about that. So you should we avoid like public QR codes? Like, and I know I'm maybe being like, am I blown out of proportion? Like, because I never even thought of that. But like, if you're out and about, should you kind of be careful in what you're scanning on your QR code?
And I'm not saying like, I mean, we use these for marketing now.
Sure.
So I mean, you see them on buses, you see them on billboards. They scan this QR code. A random QR code in a stuck to a table in a restaurant. Probably not,
unless it's the menu.
But that's what I mean, right? But
just be careful.
These are, and again, the QR code in itself is not going to be a problem. It's what you do when you scan it, and it goes to that next website.
So the QR code is sort of the trigger that starts the process, but you still have you need to think at the next stop.
Exactly.
Interesting. And I think one of the things that's interesting that you're saying is just, and I know we're all busy, is just sometimes this stuff just requires us to slow down a little bit and just think, like, because I know we get busy through the day, but just being a little bit more diligent, especially this time of the year through Christmas, because we're just busier and you get more emails and you're ordering stuff and there's packages showing up every day. And I don't think they're all for Christmas, Kendall. I think there's something going on there. Anything else, Kendall, we want to leave with? Is there anything that we maybe didn't cover that we want to leave the audience with?
You know what? I think the biggest thing is what you mentioned. Christmas season gets busy.
Right.
We don't want to let our guard down. And we want to just make sure that the clients that we take care of are aware of some of these things that we just talked about. And are aware that not everybody is looking out for your best intentions. But sure. Next Gen and Innovate are always here to help. So if your business needs help recognizing phishing, or wants to know more about phishing simulations or how we can help protect your company, right across the board, we're here to help.
Love it. When I was thinking about sort of an ending for this, one of the words that came up is you got to practice really good digital hygiene around Christmas.
100%.
My dentist client will love that idea too. But you really do. I think just slowing down the holiday season, and I think I agree. Like if you feel like you're overwhelmed, just reach out. Like, because I know this is a lot as well. You're like, I don't know what to do in a business. Just reach out. Reach out to the team. Have a discussion. I know you guys would be great to sit down and see if there's a fit, how you can, and I know you can. Like we talk about, we don't say no. We can help you out in pretty much any area, which is really cool. So make sure you finish your Christmas shopping. I'll make sure they're all checked off.
Try. I missed you until.
We want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the team at NextGen and Innovate and Now Media Group. I've enjoyed having these discussions. We'll be back in the new year for our next Tech Talk. Can't wait what the next topic is. So, everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll talk to you in the new year.